What up, what up, what up, what up, everybody? This is Woman Sphere. I am your host today. So, I wanted to come and talk to y'all about a couple of things that have been happening, as well as like my spiritual discernment and everything and how it's playing out. Hey to everybody in the chat: Nels Word, Amber, Rasta Baby, Conscious Moon, Bree P, Renee A, Lorraine, Best One. Hey, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for supporting. Okay, so I wanted to talk about something. I wanted to clarify something and then get it out the way. Okay, so we just came over from Nyla's panel, and Nyla was doing the malignant, malignant narcissist content on a lady by the name of Cluster B. And I want to support Nyla in that, so I'm going to give like a quick little word on that. This lady is doing us a favor by proving how aggressive she is. Now, I have a really good idea on how to handle people, so people don't really ever get to handle me. They never get to, because my intention and my intuition is always on point. And this is what I was telling y'all a couple of months ago. When you have good intentions and you act off your intuition, you will never lose. Never lose. And see, since a lot of women are very aggressive and angry and jealous, even though they try to say that it's women like me, because I speak out, I'm vocal, I'm not as nice, nasty as a lot of women try to be, to handle their issues. I'm just very blunt about it. A lot of people will look at me as the aggressive one. So sometimes they miss the point, because a lot of women have been conditioned to fall into that nice, nasty girl rhetoric thing, because women they're very uncomfortable with being themselves. And I'm going to repeat that. A lot of women are very uncomfortable with being themselves. They have been taught to be nice, nasty, and handle situations a certain type of way so that people can believe what they say and go along with the flow. But that's just another form of manipulation. That's a form of manipulation. You don't have to manipulate anyone. You don't. All you got to do is show up as who you are. And if people don't like it, they don't like it. But that is the easiest way to find the people that relate to you the most. When you show up as who you are, that is the easiest way to find people that relate to you. When you start trying to fester this position in society so that people understand who you are going to be exhausted. You are going to be absolutely exhausted. You do not have to like everybody. And let's talk about sisterhood. Do you know you don't have to like everybody? Do you know that? And do you know that not liking people doesn't necessarily mean you don't want to see their complete, utter ruin? Not liking people does not mean you want to see their complete, utter ruin. It just means I don't like you. And it just means I can say whatever the fuck I want to say about you, especially if you have already presented to the world who you are. And because I chose not to believe the bullshit that was coming out of your mouth, and I saw you for your actions performed. I saw you for your actions. Because I chose to saw you and see you and believe you for what you were performing in front of me. Now I'm the problem. I'm the problem because I let your actions tell me who you were. Your actions told me. I saw you. I predicted this months ago. And you did exactly what I said you were going to do. You did exactly what I told my friend you were going to do. Now somehow you are trying to make it be my fault because I told my friend who you were. It's my fault that I told my friend you were attempting to ruin her platform, and that's exactly what you did. So now it's Black woman sphere is messy. Black woman sphere is rude. Black woman sphere is aggressive. Black woman sphere is ratchet. Black woman sphere is trying to come in between Black women's sisterhood. What sisterhood? What sisterhood? Are we all living in a fairy tale land? What that woman did was not a display of sisterhood. And if I'm not certain, was I there? Did I put a battery in that woman's back and tell her to do that to my friend? Or did I warn my friend and tell my friend it would happen? See, her excuse is this. Her excuse for going after my friend is that she feels as if my friend supported me and the fact that I didn't like her. So she sounds very much so like a high school type of chick. She sounds very much like how the chick sounded in high school. Oh, I don't like you because your friend don't like me, and you ain't say nothing because your friend don't like me, and you ain't check your friend. I'm in my 40s. Nyla is in her 40s. Chrysalin is in her 40s. Cynthia is in her 30s. We are all grown, mature women. If you had a problem with me, because she blamed it on me and Nyla. If you got a problem with me and Nyla, why wasn't the 8-hour live stream about me and Nyla? Why was it about Cynthia? And what I have a very difficult time comprehending and taking in is all of the people pushing sisterhood on us and saying that we should forgive Chrysalin because she apologized. She apologized for an 8-hour live stream playing old videos of my friend when they weren't getting along. They weren't getting along at the time. Why do you expect for people to say good things about you when they're not getting along with you? And if you're going to use the excuse that it was me and Nyla, even though Nyla has no dog in this race, not at all. Nyla has nothing to do with anything. Now, if you want to blame me, I understand because I've never liked you. And I've always said I didn't like you. And I've always been very vocal about the fact that I don't like you, just like you said over there. Just like you said over there on the young man stream. You said, oh, she doesn't like me. And you thought it was funny. I was just being honest with you. But I saw you trying to play the victim. Because see, a lot of childish young girls are going to believe this sisterhood, 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 sisterhood. We got to be sisters. We got to be sisters. We got to be sisters. No, we don't got to be. Where y'all been at? No, we don't got to be. I got to be your sister when you're a carnivorous, conniving chick. I got to be your sister when you're carnivorous and conniving. I got to be nice to you when I know you always up to something. Y'all got it all wrong. This is why y'all go through so much shit in y'all friendships. If she want to speak about divestment is also about divesting away from carnivorous, conniving women. We don't owe you nothing. Nobody owes you sisterhood. I don't have to accept your apology. Your apology can kiss my ass. What I'm going to do? Let you get closer to cause more damage when you just did an 8-hour live stream? And see, for the people who don't know, she also did the same thing to me some months and years back. She did a whole live stream crying, whimpering, complaining, saying that I set her up. And it was all lies. All lies. So when we talk about this sisterhood, let's get into it. So we all got to run around being friends with people that ain't worth shit? Where do y'all get this from? This is why I say the women of divestment and the women that are swirlers are fake as fuck. I don't got time for that, y'all. I'm too old. I'm in my 40s. And let me tell you something to you young girls listening to me. Don't let these manipulating, gaslighting ass bitches talk you into fake sisterhoods and fake friendships and the mammy type relationships where these bitches is going to be making you feel like one of my subscribers said this to me and I never forgot it. These bitches is going to make you feel like you going out dancing and they walking you to an early grave. But y'all so caught up in this magical, majestic idea of sisterhood. And as women, we shouldn't do this. And as women, we shouldn't do that. And as women, we should just be on our best behavior. And you're going to get played every time. You're going to get played every time. If you see a chick and she ain't worth a hill of beans, just know she ain't worth a hill of beans and keep it pushing. You don't owe her nothing. You don't owe her nothing. If she ain't right, she ain't right. This woman literally blamed us. She blamed us. But who was the video about? She blamed us, but who was the video about? Wasn't about us. And I'm not on none of that. So I want all of y'all to not expect that from me. I'm not the BWE content creator that does that. I can be excused from any panel y'all want me to be excused from. I don't have to join no live streams. I don't have to do none of that. I have my own channel because it's about what I think and about what I feel. And I'm not about to be talked into no slick shit. And I'm not about to let no bitch play games with me. I'm not the game player and you ain't gonna play games with me, bitch. I am not. It is not recess. Ain't nobody even got time for that. It's so unnecessary. We grown. If you don't like a person, just stay away from them. But when you keep coming around people, nitpicking at them, causing trouble, and then when people start speaking on you, you like, oh my God, you're speaking on me. Do you see what she's doing over there? You the one that keep fucking with people. And if people want to write me off as a problem or somebody that's too messy because I'm too honest and I say what I feel and I don't play that nice, nasty shit, I'm not doing none of that shit with none of y'all. I'm not doing it. I don't, what would I show up on YouTube to do what? Be fake? Like, I wish any motherfucker would make me show up on this bitch just to be fake and lie. I don't do that in my real life. I'm not about to let nobody convince me to be on here lying about my life or lying for them. Nobody's going to do that to me, friend or not, because that's another form of manipulation. You're not about to have me lying for you. Lie for yourself. I predicted this stuff months back. I knew what the chick was up to. I knew what she was going to do. And she did exactly what the fuck I said she was going to do. Why are people still talking about it? And she's just like, oh my God, do you hear her, guys? She doesn't like me. No, I don't. I mean, I know you're doing a very good job to make people think they should like you, but I'm not working overtime for likes. Nowhere. Not by a naker, not by a woman, black or white, for nothing. Not by a white man. I'm not working overtime for no motherfucking body to like me. I'm not. And I see that that is a common trait with this woman. She works overtime to get people to like her. When she does things that shows her true character, she goes running around on these campaigns to get everybody to forgive her so she can look like the bigger woman. And then she throws everybody else under the bus. It's just the same routine over and over and over and over again. And I simply do not have time for women like that. I don't got time for that fake stuff. It's just fake. You don't have to like anybody. You can move along and not like them in peace. I'm telling you, y'all, there are so many videos made about me. So many people make videos about me talking about how much they don't like me. Hell, they doxing me right now on somebody's channel. So many people make videos talking about me, talking about my criminal history, talking about the fact that I have 3 baby daddies for my 3 children, talking about my life, how I live it, and everything. Even though I'm the one who brought that information to YouTube, so many people do that to me. And when I tell you, I could give a fuck less. I could care less. I am not going to combat what people say about me that don't walk with me in my everyday life. I am online. This is who I am. Take it or fucking leave it. And I think that a lot of people are still seeking validation. So they have a very difficult time with accepting the fact that everybody is just not going to like them. A very difficult time. And I just don't have that same I don't have those same issues. And I'm gonna tell you something. I really think it comes from my culture and my heritage. I don't have that issue. I could care less. My mistakes are my mistakes. My current is my current. My children are my children. My life is my life. What you want to do? But see, since so many people fall into validation and seeking it, they seek it in so many different ways that they don't even realize that they're seeking validation. The young man's panel, who I went on earlier, shout out to him. He was very respectful, very nice. The young man's panel I went on earlier, he came up in my recommendations. So I went on his panel and the pink pill came up and she got to telling me about somebody that I was really cool with at one point, sent her some emails and told her I was talking about her. I've never talked about Crystalline in the email. So whoever sent them emails, and I'm pretty sure I know who sent them because this person sends fake emails all the time. Crystalline lied on me maybe like 2 years ago on her panel. And I really haven't cared for her ever since. So it's really just that simple. And then when I seen her coming around Cynthia, I had already seen her do the same thing to other women that she did to me, because she did it to me out of the blue. I was not expecting it. I didn't know she was going to do it. I was lost. I thought we were cool. So it was like, damn, where did this come from? And she was crying and everything. She was crying and everything. So I was lost. And it just threw me off. I didn't know what to think because I had a lot of respect for her. So I was just like, dang, like, why would she do that? And then she started like sneak dissing me along the way. Once she had got so many people to like dislike me and, unsubscribe from me and all of that stuff, she started really sneak dissing me on her videos and doing all types of stuff. It's a lot of things that happen, y'all, that y'all don't even know about. And I can't even go all the way through. But then I started seeing her do it to other Black women creators, coming on our panels, acting as if she's in support, and then doing things like crying and getting offended by anything that we say. So then it brings her treacherous subscribers to our channels, knowing that we share an audience, knowing that we share subscribers, and then they start unsubscribing, feeling as if we did something wrong to her when nobody is really trying to hurt her feelings. All we are being is grown adult women who don't always agree with each other, who don't always get along all the time. Hell, maybe we may hurt each other's feelings sometimes. But the way in which she carries it has been so detrimental to me that when I seen her come around Cynthia, that's when I turned up on her. Because I was like, Cynthia is growing. She does not need this, because they do share an audience. And if I don't create the paper trail, then Cynthia is going to find herself in the same position I found myself in with Crystalline when I first started my channel. That was it. But I did tell her today, I don't have to deal with you. I don't deal with you. That's the thing. I don't. I'm not open into engagement or conversation or anybody trying to get me to make up or anybody trying to get me to see something I don't see. I know what I see. I know what I see. I know what I know. I would never jump off the porch on somebody like this in this fashion. The only reason why I was aggressive as I was is because I didn't want Cynthia to fall into the same position I fell into. I lost dealing with Crystalline when she did that to me. I lost over 3,000 subscribers overnight. Overnight. And she just kept going like it was nothing. And I had to rebuild and rebuild and rebuild. And I'm constantly having to do that because of the paper trail that people try to attach to you. The reason why I have not gotten to my Book of Enoch series or my Descendants of Eve is because me and Nyla right now, as well as Cynthia, we're in drill season right now. So we're trying to do content and, handle some things that need to be handled, because things will get out of control because women don't know how to just walk away from arguments on panels or disagreements on panels. They turn it into whole campaigns, whole content. They want to talk about your personal life. They just turn it into I'm telling you, it goes far. It goes far. So we are in drill season right now, definitely. We will be breaking down certain videos and content and things of that nature, just the three of us, so we can get down to the meat and crux, as they say, of everything that's going on, because there is a need for it. A lot of people are lost. They don't know what's going on. They're stuck in the middle. A lot of the subscribers, don't know what's going on, and there's a reason for everything. But the one of the main points I want to drive home is that people need to understand that it doesn't mean there's a lack of sisterhood because you don't get along with every single Black woman. There are a lot of us in this space. There are a lot of us in this space. A lot of us. And we all don't need to get along for you to support everybody. If you want to support who you want to support, that is your choice as a subscriber. You do not have to lean or deify creators. You don't. Because all of us are imperfect. Every single last one of us. You know, we got some stuff that we might not want people to know, and then you might find out, but we don't want you getting to a point to where you deify creators, because that's how you become disappointed. When you start looking at us as if we aren't people and we ain't got skeletons in our closet and we ain't got things going on, like that's just unrealistic, actually. It's unrealistic. You should never place another person on a pedestal above yourself. Placing another woman on a pedestal above yourself is a quick way to find out how much work you need to do on yourself. Because all of us are imperfect. All of us. I can understand if you see reoccurring things, because that's what it takes for me. It takes for me to just see reoccurring things. If you're doing stuff and I'm seeing it, not people are saying you're doing it, but I'm seeing you do it. I have a very strong sense of discernment and intuition. I don't listen to other people and what they say about people. I don't. I watch for myself. And if I keep seeing stuff for myself and I have inside intel and the intel is not hearsay or none of that stuff, but I know from my interaction with you, then I make a decision on how I feel about you. There's nothing nobody can tell me. I don't listen to the trolls when it comes to Black women content creators. I don't listen to people coming in my chat, the trolls saying stuff about Black women in the space and all of that stuff. I don't listen to none of that. I don't watch the videos that they make about Black women content creators. I don't believe any of it. I immediately write it off. Because I feel like we all deserve a chance to be here. The last I checked, YouTube didn't decide whether we could all be here. Clearly, we all deserve to be here. Clearly. This is why when I see people do videos about me, I do not flag people. I do not flag them. Even if it's a copyright infraction and I can flag, I still don't flag people. I don't. Because I believe eventually the subscribers, if they stay in there just long enough, if y'all hang in there with us just long enough, the truth will always be revealed. Always. All you got to do is just hang in there and watch. Because that's exactly what I do. I watch. I watch. People are going to say things about us that just aren't true. But if you hang in there, you'll see what's true. That's all it takes is for you to just watch. I'm telling you, from my own experience as a subscriber, all I had to do is watch, because I'm still a subscriber too. And eventually everything comes out and you get to see who was really playing games and who wasn't. Who was really doxing and who wasn't. Because all that stuff that people tell you, oh, they doing this and that, but they never had no proof of nothing. They just running their mouth saying what people did. They did this, they did that to me. They did this, they did that to me. But they ain't showing you no proof. Meanwhile, they sitting up there with whole proof on other people. So it really don't take a rocket scientist to figure out who's doing what. But a lot of times the subscribers get confused. They get confused. I think that people asking and a lack of sympathy for Cynthia is tragic. The lack of Cynthia is, the lack of sympathy for Cynthia is tragic. Everybody is saying she should apologize. It's her fault because she's friends with me and Nyla. I don't even understand what Nyla had to do with anything. Now, if she would have blamed it all on me, I would have understood that now. Now, that I would have understood. Because I'm fair. Even when I don't like you, I'm still going to be fair to you. Even when I don't like you, I'm still going to be fair to you. So if she would have blamed it on me, that I would have understood. Period. But she didn't just blame it on me. She dragged Nyla into it. I don't understand why everybody dragged Nyla into stuff. Nyla didn't have anything to do with it. That was the funny, but like that part was actually kind of tickling because I'm like, they gonna drag Nyla into it. Whether we talking about the weather, we could be talking about shoes, we could be talking about these new flip flops at DSW, we could be talking about Nakers. I mean, I don't care what we talking about. They gonna find some way to pull Nyla into it. Nyla had nothing to do with nothing. Now, if she would have said me, because I did the videos warning Cynthia and warning the audience, it was really just a way for me to create a paper trail because I knew she was going to do what she's doing now. I knew she was going to do what she just did, that little 8-hour live stream. So I knew she was going to do it, and I knew Cynthia was going to need a paper trail to back her, or she was going to succeed in making Cynthia look crazy, because that's what she does. She makes everybody look crazy. And then she becomes an instant victim. She cries, or she'll ridicule you. She's very elitist, and she'll talk down at you and say that you are jealous because you don't live the life that she lives or whatever. Like, she says all of these things, and then she pulls back and says, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have did that. See, I'm not apologizing for nothing. Once I made my mind up on who you are, trust me, I done did some deep research. I already know who you are. I already know who you are. And I stand alone. I'm the type of woman that stands alone. I'm a sovereign Black woman. So I don't really expect a whole lot when it comes to sisterhood and everything like that. I don't expect a whole lot because I'm too introverted and into my own head and space to really demand anything from other women. And I noticed that a lot of women in this space go around demanding attention from other women. They demand it. They demand it. They really lose their shit when you don't feel the need for it. They write you off as mean. They write you off as oh, it's something wrong with her when you say that you don't really feel the need. Now all of a sudden I'm mean because I don't feel the need to be friendly with every Black woman I come in contact with. I feel as if I can show my love for Black women without befriending everybody so up close and personal, because I get overwhelmed with that. Personally and emotionally, I get very much so overwhelmed with that. Because I know that some woman is going to take offense sooner or later that I didn't pick up the phone, or, I wasn't there for one of her many, many meltdowns, or, I didn't really care about what she was going through with her naker or her wigger or her white man or her whatever you got going on. She's going to eventually take offense to the fact, I told y'all this before. She's going to take offense that you didn't show up to her son's birthday party, you didn't bring a gift. She's going to take offense that you wasn't at that dinner she scheduled for everybody. She's going to look for a reason to take offense, and I have a very difficult time with dealing with that. Very difficult. I actually find it to be very codependent. And I know that a lot of women are extremely codependent, but I'm not. So to not have continuous fallout after fallout after fallout after fallout with Black women, I stay away. This is why I don't have an email for you guys to reach me. This is why only not even a handful of women can reach me, because there's a codependency in women that I am just not comfortable with. I'm too old. And so when y'all run around here trying to villainize every single woman that's not connected to sisterhood, and it's like, oh, can we work this out? Can we talk about this? How about I don't want to talk? How about I'm a dictatorship and not a democracy? Does that make you feel uncomfortable as a woman to be a dictatorship and not a democracy? Does that make you feel uncomfortable? The reason why I primarily stay on my channel and my channel alone is because really women drain my energy, and I love women. That's the irony of it all. I love women, but it's the codependency I cannot understand. I can't understand it. So it's like I find myself having to explain my personality over and over and over and over. And everybody like, oh, you're mean, you're rude, no, I'm not. I'm just not used to dealing with a lot of people. I'm an introvert. I mean, this may sound extremely selfish, but I deal with people when I want to deal with them. Have y'all ever walked in? Do you know the empathic, emotional responsibility of walking into a room and all of the energy hitting you at once? All at once? Just thinking about it makes me go a little crazy. Like, seriously, there is a responsibility of being like the emotional side of it, of being empathic, walking into a room, and as soon as you walk into the room, you feel all of the emotional presence of everybody. Who wants to do that? So I'm a little different when it comes to that whole sisterhood theory. I used to think that there needed to be like a kind of like a connection amongst women on YouTube, just to protect us from all of the nakers, right? But now I don't even think that. I'm perfectly fine protecting myself against nakers. primarily because I don't value anything that they say. So since I don't value anything that they say in the space, it rarely bothers me. That's why when you see me doing content, it's usually around like spiritual content and stuff like that. That's really more so what I'm interested in. So it's like I don't like very rarely will I speak on a Naker from the manosphere because I really don't care what they have going on. I don't. I don't value them as a collective enough to really do too much commentary on them. I'll do some if it's asked of me because people will ask me and then I'll do it. But other than that, I really don't care enough. And I think that Black women need to understand the spiritual connection with Black men. So I've been more focused on that. I've actually always been focused on that. And I've always spoken from a spiritual place. So I know for a lot of people, it's hard for you guys to adapt to that level of content because a lot of people say they aren't religious, but I'm really not talking about religion. I'm talking about spirituality. So, yeah. So for me, it does me very well to disconnect myself because when I first came into space, I did have connections to different women. Everybody was able, and I quickly saw um, how much of a problem that was because I'm not like that in real life. I have friends I've had for years, but I don't even talk to them every day. And when I came into space, I thought I was doing something right by having, connections to women and everything like that. And it drained me completely. It put me in the middle of a bunch of drama that still has not died down to this day. These women are still talking to this day. And this was about 3 years ago when I first joined the space. And these same women are still talking to this day. This is why I said there's a codependency in women where they have a very difficult time with moving past things. Very difficult time. And I know it's a level of codependency. I peeped it. I said, why are women like, I understand why we're connected to each other as far as our essence goes and the spiritual connection and everything. I get it, but I don't get the level of codependency. I don't get the need to feel as if a woman owes you something. That idea that a woman owes you something is very foreign to me. I think you set yourself up for failure, feeling like anybody owes you anything. Your mama don't owe you nothing. Your daddy don't owe you nothing. Your own children don't owe you nothing. So if you keep on living your life feeling like people owe you something, now you can think morally. And when it comes to values, your mother and your father should owe you something, right? Morally. Your children should owe you something morally. If you want to go off morals, but whoever said people got morals? See, that's where you go wrong at. That's why the expectation and the codependency should never even be there because you're already placing morals and values on a person. And most people ain't got morals and values. So why are you even placing the expectation when you already done lived your life being let down over and over and over and over, but you still placing these morals and values and levels of codependency on people and expecting them to do the right thing? Why do you expect people to do the right thing? Why? Why do you expect for people to do the right thing? Why? Ain't you lived enough life to know people don't do the right thing? So you expecting it is setting your own self up to feel the sense of failure over and over and over again. Just think about it. How many times have people showed up in your life and did the right thing? How many times? How many times have people showed up in your life and been of good moral character and had values and really stood on their word and did the right thing by you? Fuck what they do for somebody else. I'm talking about by you. When has somebody shown up and done the right thing by you? When? I bet you can't count past one hand. I bet you can't. When has somebody ever showed up and gave you your roses? When? I want y'all to do some homework tonight. I want y'all to get a notebook and I want y'all to write down the people in your life. And I want you to think and sit and pray on who has shown up in your life and done the right thing by you. Not what they did to everybody around them or none of that. I'm talking about by you. I want you to get a notebook and I want you to take it to the lab and I want you to sit there and pray over that notebook and write it down. And write it down. And you're going to see that people are full of shit. And most relationships are built around codependency, which is why they aren't dependent. You can't depend on them. You can't depend on them because most relationships are built around codependency. That's what they built around. So you can't get nothing from them. They coming to you looking for something to lean on. Can't depend on nobody if your relationship is built around codependency, because that just means you can't depend on them. That's all codependency means to me. That's all it means to me. Every time I think about the word codependency, I'm like, oh, I can't depend on you. I can't depend on you. Nope, not at all. So I don't know why we go throughout our lives expecting women to do right by us just because they're women, just because that's how you feel. And that's what you do. So you expect everybody else to do it, because stop expecting people to be you. They're not you. And more than likely, you're going to have a horrible experience with most women. I'm sorry to tell you that. I'm sorry to tell you that. More than likely, all of your experiences with women are going to be horrible. I mean, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but just look back. Like I said, get that notebook out tonight. And while you at it, while you writing down who you've been able to depend on wholeheartedly throughout your life and how many people that was and they didn't betray you. Also write down how many solid founded relationships you've had with other Black women. I mean, I know we all want to sit and fester on this idea of sisterhood and we want to pony it up and make it look good and think that it's something that can actually happen. But think about the times that it has not happened. Think about all the times you've been let down by another Black woman. Think about all the times she ran and told your business and talked about you and your man, even though you loved your little piece of shit nigga. You ain't want nobody else to know he was a piece of shit nigga. She ain't have to do you like that, but she did, didn't she? Yeah, Amber, your grandmother count. Mm-hmm. Grandma sure do count. But she ran and told all your business about your little piece of shit nigger that you ain't want nobody to know about, child. You ain't want nobody to know you was dealing with that fool. And she sure did, didn't she? She went and told everybody and embarrassed you how you silly as a goose over your little piece of shit nigger. She sure did. She sure did, because she was happy you was looking silly as a goose. She couldn't wait to tell it. She couldn't wait. She could not wait to make you look silly. Because in every other area of your life, you booming and popping until you get that nigger in your bed. Giving you the struggle D, putting all his frustration into you, got your frontal slid to the side, and she done ran and told all your business. She done said all the silly stuff you done did. She done went and told everybody. Everybody. Yeah, like Marie Baker, she said, I don't tell anyone my relationship business. Please don't. Please don't. Stop doing it. Sisterhood is something that needs to be proven. I think a lot of women don't understand that. It's something that needs to be proven. If somebody take the first opportunity they got to stab you in the back and do something to you and say something negative about you and tell your business and cuss you out and throw you under the bus. Why do you think that most women that got common sense move alone? I mean, it sounds very dreary and it sounds very discouraging, because we all, have these little pretty pony stories that we want to tell about sisterhood and womanhood and, how to be there for each other and when we should unite and how we should always. But if you really pay attention, all of the women that promote this are always by themselves. They're the type of women that know that leading a life of dictatorship instead of democracy is going to keep you out of a lot of mess. Me and my good Judy, which is Nyla, we still fighting off stuff that we didn't even do anything to these people. It happened about 3 or 4 years ago, and they still mad. This is what happens when you connect yourself to codependent women. They feel like you owe them something. They aren't mature enough to understand you don't owe them shit. Nobody owes anybody anything. None of us. Not nan single last one of the BWE creators in this space owe each other anything. It's a sad truth that many women don't want to face. Because like I said, women have been taught to be very codependent. And the reason why women have been taught to be codependent is because men have been unreliable throughout history. And since men have been so unreliable throughout history, women have been taught to depend on each other when it comes to rearing children, and all types of things. All types of things. But see, this is what women don't understand. You can still help and support women by not being in up close and personal codependent relationships. And if you got a man, keep him out your man business. If you got a husband, keep him out your husband business. A lot of codependent women will get close to you just to be in your husband and your man business. Keep them out your man's business. If you being taken care of and provided for, and you a happy little lamb, you a happy little lamb. Keep these motherfucking codependent women out your man's business. And I'm not telling you that you cannot love Black women and support Black women. But like I tell y'all all the time, there are ways to do it without putting yourself in harm's way. Without having to argue, fuss, fight, doing all that stuff that women do when they get too close, too fast. There are ways, there are causes, there are charities. You can volunteer at a woman's shelter. You can do so many things to defend women and still have sisterhood, but not let people impede on your personal life, because you never know where it's going to go. Keep them out your man business. Don't tell your man business to none of these motherfuckers. Don't. There's some women you can talk to and they're gonna be womanly, and they ain't gonna even care about what you're saying, because they understand how relationships work, and they get that we all go through things with each other. They get that there's highs, lows, ups and downs, and they ain't gonna be looking at you like, really? You accepted that from him? See, this is how you know you're dealing with a codependent woman when it pertains to your man or your husband. This is how you know. I'm going to tell y'all the words she's going to say to you, and this is the day you need to let her go. If you venting about your man, he done did something he had no business doing, but you love him and you don't want to go nowhere, right? So you venting about your man and you just venting, and she say, I'm going to tell you the words. I already know y'all know what I'm about to say. She gonna say, ooh, girl, that couldn't be me. How many times have y'all heard this? How many times have y'all heard, ooh, girl, it can't be me? How many times? How many times y'all tell me in the chat if y'all have heard this before? Ooh, girl, it cannot be me. You trying to talk to her as a woman about your man cutting up or doing something he ain't got no business to do. And instead of her choosing to be there for you in that moment, knowing doggone well she done probably been through it herself, she chooses to down you in that moment like, ooh, girl, that could not be me. That's you. I would never deal with nothing like that. Because that's her opportunity to make you feel like you're smaller than her. That's her opportunity to do that. Instead of just listening to you and relating to you as a woman. Because we all done been through shit with men. Every single last one of us. It don't even got nothing to do with race, so I ain't gonna even bring that into it. But we all done been through some shit with a man. They crazy. Of course we have. But these women that claim to be your friend, the codependent women, will sit right in your face and say, ooh, girl, child, that couldn't be me. Meanwhile, you feeling all low and down. She ain't chose the opportunity to lift you up. She chose the opportunity to put you down. Codependency. The reason why she chose that moment is because she really wants you all to herself. She don't understand you maintaining a relationship, mothering your children, heck, your grandchildren. I got grandkids. Your job and everything else you got going on emotionally and mentally too. And that's why I say the codependency is what I can't take. It's not the idea of sisterhood. It's how it plays out in real time over and over and over again. And it's just like you get stressed out to where you start snapping on people, and then now they become your victim. And now you got a war and a beef because most codependent women don't know how to merely just walk away. They turn it into this whole long dragged out issue. Yeah, you gotta be positive, queen. Good night, dark continent's child. Good night. You gotta be. because it is extremely difficult to maintain. We got to go through the emotions with each other, right? Because friendships are just like a relationship. There's feelings involved in friendships, y'all. So I know that, and I can't maintain friendships with codependent women. I can't. I can't. I need you to be able to scream on me, tell me what you need to tell me, and move along, and we can live to see another day. I don't need you blocking me for 6 months, talking about me on Instagram, and all of that. I don't need that. I need you to be able to get over it. And it really amazes me that women in their 40s haven't grasped this concept yet. It's some people that's going to like you and just not going to like you. So there's no need to have that conversation, because people who I've made it up in my mind that I just don't care for, I don't see the need to have a conversation with them. Like I told you, it's a dictatorship and not a democracy and how I move. And it's that for most women, they just won't tell you that. They won't say it because guess what it makes you sound like? It makes you sound like a bitch. It makes you sound like a bitch. And women don't want to be referred to as a bitch. This is why they run around being nice, nasty. But the only reason why they don't want to be referred to as a bitch is because men have taught them they got to be ladylike all the time. And I just don't adhere to that. That's why the name of the stream was the Ratchet Empress. I don't adhere to none of that. I don't. And a lot of women run around trying to clean up a mess you didn't start. You didn't even make the mess. Men made the mess. They started defining how you should be and what a lady looks like and how you should present yourself. And no, a woman shouldn't do this. And no, a woman shouldn't do that. And you fell right into they motherfucking lap. You fell into their lap. And so now you run around here trying to clean up everything and clean up a mess you didn't even start. They ain't call me 1,000 bitches. I wouldn't give a fuck. They ain't call me a hood rat. They ain't call me a baby mama. They ain't call me a felon. I don't give a fuck what you call me. I don't give a fuck what you call me. I don't give a fuck what your mammy call me. I don't give a fuck what your sister call me, your daddy, or your pastor. How about that? I don't care what nobody motherfucking call me. It's about how I feel about myself. It's about how I feel about me. Y'all better start pulling that power back. We all know it's the year of the Aquarius. You better start pulling that power back. Seize the opportunity. Seize the opportunity. It's your opportunity to pull all your power back right now. It's the opportunity and the moment for you to seize it and pull all your power back right now. You better stop seeking validation in man and in women. You better stop it. It's gonna make you live a miserable existence. Miserable. They're going to talk about you till they are blue in the face. Let them talk about you. But like I told you, it's the year of the Aquarius. I was actually going to do a video on that, but I changed my mind on it. It's the time to seize opportunities. The manifestation is real right now. Everything is coming to fruition. Everything is coming to pass. Karmic struggles are being broken. It's a lot going on right now. It's a lot going on right now. And now's your opportunity. Now's your opportunity. Good night, Vanette. Good night. Enjoy your dinner. But I spoke a little bit. People want me to go into detail more about Lilith. I thought I explained it in layman's terms the best way that I could on the Lilith's return video. But people were asking me to do more content on her. And I may get around to doing that. Yeah, LaPrice, it is. It's a lot of stuff coming up. She said, LaPrice says 100% by the end of the year, there's going to be a lot of things that come to the surface. A lot of things are going to come. And I want Black women and women in general to be prepared. Be very prepared. Be very cognitive of what you do and how you do it. That's why I said I always tell you guys to get a notebook and write everything down. Now is extremely the time for you to do that. Meditation is extremely important right now. Very important. So you should be meditating at least 3 times a day. You should be doing the 369 process, the manifestation process right now. So you should be meditating at morning. You should be meditating in the afternoon, and you should be meditating at night. And everything you meditate on, you should be writing down. Everything you meditate on, you should be writing down at morning, noon, and night. Just to give y'all a couple of jewels, a couple of spiritual jewels on what should be happening right now in this year of Aquarius, because it's going to be a beautiful time for us. You're going to see a lot of growth in women, a lot of growth. A lot of things are going to be turned around. But I'm going to wrap up this stream, guys. I've been up here for over an hour. I'm going to actually watch me some Ratchet TV. I'm like addicted to these court TV shows, and I watch them all the time. And you know what? The ones I like to watch the most is when white people are on, because y'all like to say that it's Black people that be showing out. Y'all don't be watching white people on TV. I'm convinced, because white people be showing out. Positive Queen on her purpose. Thank you, babe. I'm happy you wrote it all down, because I do think you ladies should be doing the 369 process. Like I told you, I'm going to repeat it one more time. You guys should be writing and meditating in the morning, in the afternoon, and at night. So that would be 3 a.m., 6 p.m., 9 p.m., 369. Yep. I thank you guys for joining me. I hope all your manifestations come true. If you stay consistent, they will. And this is Womansphere. You guys be easy.